It's Alex and Emil back at it again with the superheroes topic. And to really get to the heart and facts, we went to the comic book store. Because where else would you find information on them? And the comic book store we went to is Atomic City Comics on South Street. Got really good comics. You guys should check it out. But let's get into these interviews.
Green Lantern, because I actually have a tattoo of Green Lantern on my finger, because his power has everything to do with his imagination and willpower, and I feel like that has a really great philosophical bent for it, and that's always interested me.
Which one?
That's tough. I would say either Kyle Rayner, but that's the one that I grew up with, and he was an illustrator in the comics, or, nowadays, I think it's still Kyle Rayner, but I think also Guy Gardner I've started to like now. I always thought Hal Jordan was kind of boring, because he's kind of like Superman, where he's just, flawless, and, can do no wrong, so, yeah.
From DC, my favorite is Barbara Gordon, the Batgirl. She always goes above and beyond. Power-wise, Darkseid probably is very, very intimidating from what he can do. Out of Marvel, though, I feel like, just to put this in, Marvel, though, I feel like Black Bolt is probably something to, because if he just says a word too loud, everything, we're dead.
I guess technically, in the comics, they say that the Green Lantern ring is the most powerful weapon in the universe, but it depends on who wields it, you know what I mean? So I guess the answer would be yes, with the caveat, depending on who wields the ring. There was a really awesome part, I think it was Blackest Night, where Batman got his hands on a Green Lantern ring, and that always seemed really, how terrible would that be if Batman had a Green Lantern?
And of course, we couldn't do this without talking about the Scarlet Speedster himself, aka the Flash. And when I talk about the Flash, I'm more referring to Barry Allen, the original Flash and the fastest there is. And he's on this list because he's way faster than the speed of light. He can travel through time. He has increased endurance and strength. He has a healing factor. He can phase through objects. He can go through dimensions. All this in one man. Also, he's funny. He's the funniest person in DC, and he's really there for comic relief. And he's just so relatable to everybody because he's funny and he's down to earth. And he's basically a comedian.
Speaking of comedy, Philadelphia is the home of comedy. Philly is most known for its funny people like Kevin Hart, Will Smith, and Bill Cosby. To touch more on this subject, we're going to interview a comedian.
Hi, I'm Beth Dasacolo, and I'm a comedian. But I'm not up and coming, because that would imply I am at the bottom. Do I find it hard to make jokes without offending people? I think that's a terrible question, first of all, because I don't try to not offend people. People are going to get offended by anything I say, so I really don't care. I just make jokes. If you laugh, you laugh. If you hate it, I will kill you. Again, second terrible question in a row. Have I ever said anything offensive in one of my shows? I think a better question would be, have I not ever offended anyone? I offend people all the time. I had this one joke about how I don't like getting stabbed. I don't know many people who do. I still believe that to be true to this day. And in the joke, it goes it's about how I met a lady friend, best place to take her out, dangerous neighborhood, show you how much of a man you are, and so, yada yada. I took a lady friend out, we went to a dangerous neighborhood. Somebody pulled a knife out on the two of us, and I saw my opportunity to show how much of a man I was. So I did what the only thing I could do. I took off running. Turns out women love athletes, not men. And turns out, I don't like women with stab wounds. You learn something new about yourself every day. Isn't that how the saying goes? Yes, I do. I feel like people take everything I say a little too serious, because I say things that aren't meant to hurt people's feelings, but for some reason they make me happy when they do. And those my jokes are working. I had another joke about my brother. It goes a little something like this. So I recently found out that my little brother's gay. But he endorses my loans, so it's okay with me. End quote.